You want the most exclusive areas around Denver? You're gonna start with these names: Cherry Creek, Belcaro, Denver Country Club, Cherry Hills, Castle Pines, Colorado Golf Club, and Ravenna. I mean, each one, guys, solves Denver differently. And today, I'm gonna go in the car and drive to each community so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, Cherry Creek keeps dining, shopping in the city right outside your door. We're gonna go to Belcaro and you'll see it stays quiet on purpose. The Denver Country Club carries that old Denver way. Cherry Hills, the top of the top. This is where athletes are moving when they come to town. Then you have Castle Pines, which brings gates, pines, and elevation into the conversation. Not to mention Colorado Golf Club, which centers everything around the course. And then last but not least, guys, we're gonna take you to Ravenna, which feels like somebody cranked Colorado to full volume. Now, before price ever enters the conversation, let's break down which of these areas actually fits how you live day to day. Starting with a name most folks hear first, and that's Cherry Creek. Cherry Creek is Denver's polished urban luxury district. It's built for someone who wants restaurants, shopping, hotels. You have fitness, salons, design showrooms, and everyday convenience concentrated in one walkable district. Now, the housing here leans urban luxury condos, newer townhomes, lock and leave residences. You even have custom single-family homes, older Denver properties that have been remodeled or replaced with modern construction. Now, Cherry Creek North, which is where we stand now, runs about 16 blocks. And just across First Ave, you have Cherry Creek Shopping Center, which adds 160 plus stores and restaurants. Now, put that together, that gives you roughly 300 plus shops, 75 cafes and restaurants, 50 spas and salons, and 5 hotels concentrated into a few highly walkable blocks. You have just about everything you could ever want here in Cherry Creek. You can run quick errands and make it all happen without crossing the metro. That is why Cherry Creek attracts folks who want high-end convenience with less maintenance and less driving. Now here, guys, square footage becomes only one piece of the decision. Walkability starts carrying more weight. And guys, that's usually when Cherry Creek starts to click. If you're comparing luxury areas, don't rely on photos or listings alone. That's why we come here in person, make the drive, and get out of the car to show you guys these areas. The best thing you can possibly do is call, text, or email us. Our contact information is on the screen and in the description below. We are helping people relocate here and actually get boots on the ground, eyes on places like Cherry Creek and some of the different places that we're going to show you throughout this video. Some neighborhoods make more sense once you drive them twice. The first thing you notice here in Belcaro is how little it feels like the Denver grid around it. And guys, I'm not just saying that. I mean, this is like a hidden pocket no one knows about, and you wouldn't unless you drove through the neighborhood. When you turn on Belcaro Drive, the whole pace changes. Homes sit back from the road, lots run deeper, the curved edges, and the absence of the cut-through movement that you get with a lot of Denver neighborhoods. And guys, that's the appeal here. Belcaro gives you a rare mix of like central Denver location with a more private estate-style residential feel. Now, the housing is varied, which is part of why Belcaro can be hard to read online. You'll find classic ranch-style homes, Tudors, two-story brick homes, traditional custom properties, larger estate-style homes, and newer builds where older homes have been replaced with more modern architecture. The anchor is Phipps Mansion, which you can see behind me, originally known as Belcaro. It's a 30,000 square foot Georgian estate on 5.5 acres with more than 70 rooms. Guys, that property gives the neighborhood its name. For daily convenience, Belcaro stays extremely easy to navigate without feeling busy. Cherry Creek is close for restaurants, hotels, luxury shopping, galleries, salons, fitness, and design showrooms. Bonnie Brae adds local staples like Bonnie Brae ice cream and campus lounge, plus smaller neighborhood dining close by. Belcaro gives you central Denver proximity, larger residential lots, and a quiet luxury feel in one tucked away location. That sets up Country Club perfectly, where quiet prestige turns into one of Denver's most historic private club districts. The club is the whole reason this pocket carries the name. Guys, Denver Country Club dates back to 1887, placing it among the oldest country clubs in the country and the oldest west of the Mississippi. The history still shapes the neighborhood around it. Most were built between 1902 and 1945, which is extraordinary being in the presence of these homes, looking at them and realizing these were built in the early 1900s. Now, along Franklin, which is the road I sit currently, Race, High, and 4th Ave Parkway, the preservation shows up quickly. Brick construction, original masonry, formal entries, detailed roof lines, older tree canopy streets where you just can't get these in most areas of Denver, and home additions that usually respect the original home rather than overpower it. Now, recently, snapshots show roughly a $2.7 million median sales price and about $482 per square feet, with only a few active homes currently for sale. Now, inventory tends to stay tight because turnover remains low and many properties are held for long stretches of time. And the best part, guys, is Cherry Creek is in walking distance depending on which block you are in the Denver Country Club, making restaurants, gallery, shopping, hotels, private services all that much more a part of your lifestyle. Now guys, inside the district, Denver Country Club brings golf, tennis, pool, fitness, dining, and member events into the regular use pattern of the area. That's going to be your lifestyle if you're living here. The club, the historic district, the older homes, and the parkways all point back to the same old Denver foundation, which carries straight into Cherry Hills, where old Denver prestige shifts into land-driven estate scale. This is where scale takes over. Guys, welcome to Cherry Hills, where some of the most prominent athletes and celebrities here in Denver, Colorado live. Now, before finishes, before square footage, the first questions are how far does the home sit from the street? How much tree coverage surrounds it? How much separation do you feel from the next property? That's why people live here. And that's also what drives the pricing spread. Recent numbers show a $3.65 million sales price, down from the 4.2 median list price in roughly 41 days on market. In a soft market, guys, that is an incredibly quick time to sell. Now in Old Cherry Hills, pricing pushes closer to $9.3 million, depending on property scale and placement. Many of the homes and properties around Cherry Hills Village are at least an acre lot. That's why there's such a big draw here, is you just have that privacy and seclusion that you're looking for at these higher price points. Now, Old Cherry Hills tends to carry the most weight because the properties have deeper lots, heavier tree coverage, wider spacing, and longer driveways, that strong sense of arrival. Now, Cherry Hills Country Club dates back to 1922. Guys, it sits on 272 acres. You have 14 national championships tied to the history of this course. Cherry Hills is a high-end estate conversation around Denver. And there's a reason for that high price tag. There's a reason some of the most prominent celebrities, athletes, CEOs choose Cherry Hills Village as their home. But for those of you who want a little further out of the city, even though you have seclusion here, we're gonna shift you to Castle Pines, where controlled entries, pine cover ridgelines, and elevation start shaping the experience before you ever reach the front door. You're going to wanna see this. Now guys, once you pass through the gates, the whole pace completely changes. Inside Castle Pines, the roads don't run like a standard subdivision grid. They bend through the pines, move past ridgelines, cross wooded slopes, and connect different sections without making the area feel overbuilt. Now, this is where Denver luxury starts to feel more like Colorado living. You've got gated entries, estate builds, golf, trails, open space, and larger homes spread throughout the entire neighborhood in a way that feels planned around the landscape. Having two homes inside the gates will feel completely different depending on where they sit. I'm talking tree coverage, elevations, views, driveways, all of these different types of things that are going to change the whole experience of the property. Now guys, the village at Castle Pines spans roughly 2,800 acres, and that's where we are at today, which includes 13 miles of trails, parks, pools, fitness center, open areas woven throughout the neighborhood. And then we got Canyon Club, which adds tennis, pickleball, basketball, sand volleyball, and a full field setup inside the gate, so recreation is already built into everyday life. Not to mention the Castle Pines Golf Club, a Jack Nicklaus signature course with dining and on-site lodging tied into the club experience. For restaurants, grocery, medical offices, shopping, and services, most people are going to gravitate towards Castle Rock, Park Meadows, Ridgegate, Lone Tree, and the broader South Metro corridor, which all are within really close striking distance to Castle Pines. But Castle Pines, guys, is the shift from city luxury into gated Colorado living with pines, trails, ridgelines, and golf. From there, let's drive over to the Colorado Golf Club, which narrows the private club conversation even further, and it's all built around the golf course itself. Guys, Colorado Golf Club is not subtle about what it is built for. Guys, everything starts with the course. This is Parker's most golf-centered luxury address, sitting on 1,700-acre property that used to be an Arabian horse ranch. Now, the scale shows up immediately. I mean, you got open meadows, ponderosa pines, gullies, streams, longer sight lines, and homes placed around the golf experience instead of packed tightly beside it. Residentially, the community is almost entirely one-off residences. Expect larger estate builds, mountain contemporary architecture, stone and timber designs, traditional luxury residences. You've got places with outdoor kitchens, multi-car garages, and floor plans that orient towards fairways, open space, practice areas, and long views. Now, I know that was a lot, but guys, that's just the short list. These properties behind me can't be explained on paper, but we're doing our best. Now, the golf course was designed by Belcaro and Ben Crenshaw and opened in 2007. It has hosted the 2010 Senior PGA Championship, 2013 Solheim Cup, 2019 US Mid Amateur, and the 2023 US Amateur co-hosted event. Now, that tournament history gives the community a very clear identity. Now, accessibility is quite easy down here. You have Parker Road, 20 Mile Road, and it's very quick to E470, which is the hub that brings the whole Denver Metro together. The homes, clubhouse, cottages, practice facilities, and weekly rhythm all tie back to the course. Around here, guys, golf is not an amenity, it's the center of the living experience. But Ravenna, the next place we're going to take you, takes the private setting into a different direction, trading a course-first identity for Red Rock foothills and sharper grade changes. Now, guys, when you get here, you feel the shift before the community fully opens up. You're in Littleton, but the backdrop, it changes quickly. The Dakota hogback cuts across the view, red rock formations start becoming part of the drive, and the roads work around the slope, exposed stone, and foothill grade instead of running into a clean suburban grid. Now, guys, the golf matters here, but the large draw is how the homes, the roads, and the club are tucked against the southwest edge across a limited collection of home sites. Homes are custom residences with mountain contemporary designs, stone exteriors, Tuscan-inspired architecture, ranch layouts. You have walkout basements, covered patios, outdoor kitchen, and floor plans aimed toward golf, red rock formations, foothill views, and protected open space. Now, Ravenna Country Club, guys, brings a newer clubhouse completed in 2022 with fine dining, pool, fitness, golf, and member spaces. This community gives you that resort style layer without pushing you deep into the mountains. For errands, dining, and services, the pull goes towards Roxborough, Sterling Ranch, Highlands Ranch, Littleton, and C470. I mean, guys, I'm telling you, sitting right in front of Ravenna, most people think this is far out of the way, but Littleton's right there. Roxborough is right there. The location truly is something to be desired. Now, guys, drop a comment down below with the one community you tour first. Is it Cherry Creek Walkability, Cherry Hills Estates, Castle Pine Gates, Colorado Country Club, or Ravenna's Red Rock setting? Guys, you have 7 different luxury settings, and each one changes the way Denver feels once you actually live there. Now, guys, before I ever put somebody in the car to tour these areas, I want to get clear on one thing. What do you actually want Denver to feel like once you live here? For some folks, it's about simplifying the day. You want restaurants, shopping, fitness, hotels, and errands all close together. For others, it's more about finding a quieter central Denver neighborhood, older architecture, more history, or streets that feel tucked away. Then there are folks who want more scale, more land, gated entries, or a home that gives them more separation from everything around it. So once that answer gets clear, the list gets short fast. That also helps make the tour more focused. So you spend time in areas that actually fit your day-to-day priorities, because a home can check every box on paper and still sit in the wrong area for how you want Denver to function around you. And guys, that is where local context matters, and specifically why we drove to each and every one of these communities so you can not only hear about it, but see it and feel it through the camera. See, the most expensive addresses in Denver only works when it lines up with how somebody actually wants to live. So if you're trying to sort out which of these neighborhoods would best fit you and your lifestyle, reach out to us, guys. We are your local Denver real estate team of choice. Call, text, or email us, and let's narrow this down before you spend time in places that don't fit. All of our contact information is down below or on the screen. And guys, I'm going to throw a playlist on the screen so you can continue your research, because look, let's face it, you might be early on and not ready to reach out, but you're still in that research mode and we want to support you. So we've made a ton of different videos exploring all kinds of different areas in the Denver metro, all to help you make the best decision first instead of buying here and regretting it later. Guys, thank you so much for joining, and we'll catch you on the next one.